Hello, I'm Melanie.
No. Hello, I'm Scotty O.
And I'm Melanie McClure with Ecstatic Hearts.
Today we are embarking on Tantra Talks. Today is the first of a series we're going to be doing every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, absolutely free for the next few months. So stay tuned with us, and if you want to be interactive with us, feel free to. So today's topic is
Tantric sex. So what is it and why do you want to do it?
and what are the benefits of doing it.
So Tantric sex is utilizing the practice of Tantra within your sex life. Tantric sex is bringing consciousness and awareness, presence, mindfulness into your sex life. It's bringing love and acceptance into your sex life, of sharing pleasure with your partner from a space of love, acceptance, presence, consciousness, and utilizing some of your heightened senses, awarenesses, and feeling your energetic body combined with your physical body during your lovemaking session.
So what are some of the things, Melanie, that makes it distinct from like just normal sex, if there is a normal? Like, one of the things I think about is it really is making love. It's not just, fucking. It's actually bringing conscious and awareness to the relationship without even having the goal of having an orgasm. And then the way that it happens is you can do it. It's very energetic. For me, it's much more energizing. So not only do I get more energized the more I do it versus depleted, which is different than how I used to do it before, but it also allows me to feel and connect with people at such an amazing level that we can even have orgasms without touching from across the room, or we can have completely fulfilling lovemaking through a hug or eye gazing or things that I never would have thought were possible before. So it can look a lot of different ways. Anything else you want to say about tantric lovemaking?
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the benefits of tantric lovemaking.
Before we do that, let's talk about myths. So let's talk about what Tantra isn't, because a lot of people have a lot of misunderstandings around Tantra. First of all, it is a yoga practice like yoga, and for some people it's a way of life, of bringing consciousness and awareness to things. And by the way, there's a lot of different types of Tantra. We're just talking about ecstatic hearts in our particular type that we practice, but it's not a religion, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time. It doesn't, like some people say, oh, I don't have time to do that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it can be easy. I mean, for us, when we got started with it, all we did is incorporate a few simple techniques into our lovemaking that we were doing already. And that alone had a tremendous experience that kept building and building over the years. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't necessarily include a lot of fancy positions. It's like we actually are really simple with the 2 or 3 positions that we like to do more often than not. And it's also, people say, well, you don't get to have intercourse. And sure, there's a myriad of ways that you can have pleasure through Tantra, with sex and without sex, that don't include intercourse, and you'll most likely have more like traditional intercourse than you've ever had before, because it allows you to keep going and going. And there's quickies, so it doesn't have to take a long time. Like, we're going to talk about how 90 minutes is a good amount of time to really delve in lovemaking, and that doesn't mean that you still can't have really amazing intimate connections in just a few minutes. In fact, through doing Tantra, we both are able to access our orgasmic energy and our passion and excitement much quicker than we did before, so that we can go directly into an orgasm just from hugging or something simple like that. So it's those are just some of the amazing things about that. And I also want to say, you can do it by yourself. A lot of people think, oh, I have to have a partner. Not so. It's actually easier to learn how to do this by yourself through self-pleasure and mastering the techniques and skills, And you can do it, you don't even have to do it with sex. Tantra has a lot of different things you can do. Sex is just one of the most fun things that we like the best, that really enhances it. And you can do it as a couple, monogamous couple. You can do it as a group. You can do it, it doesn't matter if you're a gay couple or a straight. It can be really done for anyone. And it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your race, your religion, your belief system, your politics, any of that. So it's really something that can be done for everyone. Okay, so those are what Tantra is not. Let's talk about what are some of the amazing benefits. Why should people do Tantra, Melanie?
All right, so some of the amazing benefits is deeper connection. And with the deeper connection, Tantra teaches us all these practices and ways of coming into deep connection with our partner. From simple things like just breathing practices, of becoming grounded with our partners, of learning how to be in tune with feeling our partner's body and having deep empathy with our partner and experiencing empathic orgasms where I feel his orgasm in my body and he feels my orgasm in his body. So it really creates this orgasmic feedback loop that's really amazing.
It's like Sense8, the series, but if you haven't seen that, check it out. So it's one thing to intellectually know we're all connected. It's another thing to actually feel the connection you have with other people. And I'm not just talking about your sexual intimacy partner. I'm talking about with friends. I'm talking about with nature. This is a spiritual practice too. So you're actually able to learn how to connect more deeply with the earth and with the sky and with nature and with a higher power. You can have a direct connection to God or whatever you believe God is, or the universe. And it can be really profound and amazing in that way as well.
Yeah, and it also allows you to open up all the different parts of your body and your personality, your chakras, so that you can connect chakra to chakra and connect with all these different parts of yourself, as well as all these different parts of your body that you probably never even knew was possible before. So the possibilities are just
it's really like a surprise party. We've been together 10 years, and almost every month we have a brand new, oh my God, I didn't know it could get so good. I didn't know this was possible. And it could really be like that for you too. And lots of our students continue to report just what we hear all the time is, I didn't know this was possible. This is so amazing, and it's a great way to live in a life like that. That's magical. Another benefit I want to talk about is empowerment. A lot of people I hear say, well, I'll do Tantra one day when I have a partner. I think that the most powerful way you can attract a partner is by doing Tantra, because what you're doing is first of all, you're building your confidence. Not only will you have amazing skills as a lover, but you're actually accepting who you are. You're learning how to love yourself more deeply. You're actually radiating energy and attraction and connection. And I'm far more attracted to people, I think, that I've had doing Tantra than before I did. And that's powerful and it's empowering. And the other thing too is you're utilizing your sexual energy to manifest your desires. So the world becomes more magical and just start attracting the things that you want without energy and effort so much. So my invitation is to do it, especially if you're single and looking for a lifetime partner, because it's easier to learn this stuff, by the way, when you're by yourself anyway, because you don't have the distractions of another person. You can practice the techniques by yourself, which we're going to get into next. But any other benefits?
Have I mentioned the best sex ever? Over and over and over and over again?
Epic. Keep going. Sorry.
Continuing to be the best sex ever. And it's hard to even imagine what that's like until you experience it. And we can tell you our stories and you'll be like, yeah, whatever, those crazy people. Right. And until you experience it, it's hard to even have an idea of what it's like. Yeah. But when you can tap into feeling your partner so deeply, feeling their orgasms as your own, tap into feeling the love of the universe and the divine that's all around you, tap into feeling the energy of like nature that's all around you, and just like feel all of that become part of your lovemaking, it is incredible, and it continues to be incredible.
And again, like Melanie said, there's no real way to explain this till you do it for yourself, because people all the time, we say, well, yeah, you said that, but I didn't really get it till like last night. Oh my God, I didn't know. It's kind of like take the best sex of your life. And I know most of us think that we're pretty good at sex, so we know how to do this. We didn't know this for years, etc. And I'm here to tell you there's always something more. There's always another level, because I don't know anyone that's like tapped out or peaked out at what they experienced. They might have peaked out what they thought they could experience, but I'm here to tell you there's more. And so, like, take your best orgasm ever, the intensity, the connection, the love, just the raw like passion and pleasure, and then double it, and then double it again, and yes, even double it again. I'm talking about 10, 20 times the intensity of what you experienced before. And then instead of making it last for seconds or minutes, you can actually have it last, a continuous experience like this, for hours. And instead of it depleting your energy, you're building energy. You're actually getting more and more excited and energized as you go. And then you're just barely able to have a concept of what we're talking about that's possible. It's really magical. And I wish everyone could do it. And everyone talks about Tantra is like sex, and the two get linked a lot, even though it's completely, there's so much more to it than that. It's just that sex is the best part. It's the part that's the most fun to practice for us. It's the most powerful experience. It's the closest we ever get to God. Is in a state of orgasm. So that's one of the reasons we talk about it. And thank you, E and Thomas, for joining us, and Scott. Okay, so let's talk about how to have tantric sex. Would you like to start with that, sweetie?
Yeah. So, first of all, one great tantric practice that is one of my personal favorites and I like to recommend is taking it slow. There's this lovely rule I've come up with that it's called the 30-30-30 rule. So, especially for us women, we women tend to be like a pot of boiling water. We take a long time to really warm up, to reach that simmer, to boil over into climactic orgasmic ecstasy. And so, taking it slow, being present, being focused, being connected with our partner, and taking 30 minutes of time in foreplay, touching and flirting and caressing and engaging our partner's body with pleasure all over our bodies in whatever way we find to be pleasurable and desirable. And then, once your partner's ready, moving into around 30 minutes or so of attention, massage, oral pleasure of the genitals, the yoni, the cock, but like focusing on one partner first. And then when your partner's open and juicy and ready, truly ready to continue, like there's magic in opening your partner slowly and actually making sure your partner's open and ready to continue before continuing. Rushing through is what happens so often, and it can be painful to rush through. It can be lacking to rush through. So just slow down, take your time with it. And then 30 minutes of intercourse pleasure, and taking your time with the intercourse and the penetration for as long as you can possibly draw it out that both partners are into, and staying in that connection with your partner to make sure your partner's still engaged and still wanting to continue. And women typically take 30 to 45 minutes of penetration to reach orgasm from penetration. And that's a big reason why most women don't think they can orgasm from penetration, because they've never had penetration for that long. And most women have never had a man take a long enough time to open us fully before penetration even begins. So we need a long, slow build up for us to be able to relax and open up our yoni flowers to fully enjoy the experience, to reach climactic orgasm, and to feel that deep connection, love, nurture, and care from our partner.
And again, like I said before, you don't always have to take an hour and a half to do this. This is just a good practice to do. What we do is we like have a date day where we, at least once a month, I recommend like a date night once a week where you can like set aside some time. So, okay, this is where we're really going to focus on just us, putting all the other distractions aside. And it doesn't really matter what you do, but put some time and effort into creating a romantic space and really having this time for yourself, because attention, presence is one of the keys here. And then when you get good at it, then then you can experiment lots of different ways. And there's lots of different ways to do tantric lovemaking, but most people rush through. The average lovemaking session is 7 minutes. So by all means, slow it down. Take away the goal. That's the key, is don't have a goal of trying to achieve the end. Most people are trying to rush through the big moment at the end, but the pleasure is the journey. So, enjoy every sacred moment before you get to the end, and see if you can hold off the end as long as possible.
And this is exceptionally important for the women to receive that long slowness. And it's also important for men to receive long, slow foreplay and interaction as well. I've noticed with the men in my life that it's through that long, slow, connected, present experience that they are able to open up and relax into it and experience the energetic orgasms. And that's one critical way of helping them to relax into a full body orgasmic experience and to become multi-orgasmic without that climactic ejaculation release. And then enables them to continue to go slow and be slow for us.
Yes, let's talk about ejaculation control. This is another key area on how to do tantric lovemaking. And welcome, Jesus and Charles. So this is not talked about a lot, but there's what we're doing is we're actually having a full body, intense orgasm that's every bit as good or better than what we've done before. And we're doing it without ejaculating. Those are two separate things, and we're trained or taught, because most people don't know much about this topic, that they're the same, but they're not. And so when you learn how to have a full body, powerful orgasm without ejaculating, then your refractory period is much quicker. You can do it again and again and again. That's how guys too can have multiple orgasms. And by the way, this works the same for women. What we're doing is we're moving the energy up our bodies, up our spine, tapping into Kundalini, which is your energy, and then instead of sending it out of our bodies, we're sending it up our bodies or into our partner and creating a circuit. So when I'm sending energy into Melanie, she's adding to it and sending into me, and I'm adding to it, sending to her, and then we just keep growing and growing and growing, and we start having these amazing orgasms, but we don't stop, and we get more and more energized versus less energized. Okay, so how to do that? There's 3 different ways I know of. One is mastering your Kegel muscles. Your Kegel muscles are also your pelvic floor. It's when you're peeing and then you stop from peeing and then you can pee again. It's that clenching down below. That's what we're talking about. It's the same muscle that you can clench and prevent yourself from ejaculating. And so we do practices, just takes a few minutes a day to strengthen those muscles so that we can master them. And that way we can if I'm on the brink of, oh my God, I'm about to go, I can hold and wait till it, and then breathe it up my body. And then that gives me a little bit of respite, and then I can continue. So here's another thing. When we're talking about moving the energy up our spine, there's usually if you do 1 is you're just starting to get aroused, and 10 is you're ejaculating, and 9 is the point of no control. Most guys, once you get to 9, it's it's over. What you want to do is you want to do this breathing practice somewhere between 6 and 8 as far as your arousal level. So you're getting aroused and aroused, and then you're having an energetic orgasm, and it kind of takes a little the woof out of your wiener. It takes a little, but then you're able to go again, and you have an energetic orgasm. You keep going. Whereas traditionally, guys just get excited, they ejaculate, and then they go to sleep. So it's something you keep building on. A second way to do it is actually the reverse. It's like you're fully relaxing. And I saw this in a book, ESO, once many years ago, but you're basically just not contracting. You're focusing on just being loose, and then you're letting the energy move through you. And sometimes semen will be coming out, so you're ejaculating, but you aren't orgasming. And you're able to continue doing that for a while. Now the third way, which incorporates a little bit of both of those, but I think that is my favorite way, is creating an energy circuit. You're actually rewiring your neural network. You're actually creating an energetic pathway in your body such that you're training your body to orgasm up your spine and into your partner versus just out and away, or creating a circuit. And so this is mainly through breathing. There's a couple of different breaths that you do. And our favorite is the cobra breath, which we can't do on video. It takes more in person to do that. But what you're basically doing is you're visualizing energy moving from the base of your spine up your body. You're visualizing and you're breathing it up. And what that does is it allows you to have full body orgasms, and it opens up your chakras. So it gives you all these other amazing benefits, many of which we didn't even go into. And it's a practice. So the other thing to learn about this is practice doing this while you're self-pleasuring. It's doubly difficult to do it with a partner. Even now, my biggest kryptonite is Melanie. If she wants me to ejaculate, it's really hard for me not to, because it still feels good. But one of the things that's different, this is not edging, by the way. Edging is when you're getting close to orgasming, going back and going close. And this is actually going all the way through to having a powerful orgasm, but you're not ejaculating. And if you do this enough times, if you do choose to ejaculate up here and you pull the energy out of it every step along the way by doing these breathing techniques, then when you do decide to ejaculate, you might come down here and you can stay in an energetic, orgasmic state that can last for hours, even after you finish making love. So that's really ideal. And then everything you do is orgasmic, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that's ejaculation control.
Now, I just wanted to say one more thing about energetic orgasms. That's a big thing with tantric sex, is the energetic orgasm. The energetic orgasm is this heightened, extremely pleasurable state of energy that's flowing through your body, and it's vibrating really strong, and it feels very much like your typical regular orgasm that most people are used to experiencing. Only the energetic orgasm usually moves through your body and is expanded to more than just your sex, and frequently includes your whole body. So it's like taking that localized orgasm from your sex, moving it through your whole body and making it really intense and allowing it to last for longer and longer periods of time.
And the last thing we'll mention, because we're running out of time, is to make sure that you're bringing love and connection to your experience. The reason that most people don't feel their energy is because we get blocked throughout life through shame, guilt, fear, judgment, especially self-judgment. All these stories we get into our head, trauma, all these things create muscle memory blocks in our body. And one of the things that happens when you start doing Tantra is you start feeling, it kind of opens these things up and naturally releases emotions you not know where they're coming from. If that happens, the goal is to feel your feelings and fully feel it and get it out of your body so it frees you, so that you can be, and once you clear all these things out, then you can be really present. You can really feel your emotions. And by the way, your emotions are linked with your energy. You'll really feel your energy, and you can be present and feel what's really true and real in the moment. And so that's what takes courage. A lot of people don't want to look there. They don't want to face what they don't. And you don't have to in the beginning. You still get benefits out of Tantra. And if you really want to get the highest levels, if you really want to go down the path of enlightenment, uncovering all the stuff that's getting in the way, our stories, our belief systems that limit us, our conditioning, our paradigms, all that stuff gets fleshed out so we can really be present.
And a great way of dealing with these blocks to bliss is coming to a workshop in person or working with a private practitioner one-on-one to really flush out those blocks to bliss so you can be a clearer channel to experience ecstasy and love and orgasm and all the juicy, yummy things we all want more of.
So just to recap, Tantra is about lovemaking and connection. It's different than most people's typical sex. We talked about some of the myths. The main benefits that we talked about in this video are that it's the best sex of your life. Hands down. It gives you more empowerment and self-expression and confidence and more connection, both internally with friends and lovers, and then also with the divine. And then the main three things we're talking about is how to do this in your own life is slow it down, take away the goal of ejaculating or even orgasming, and then learn how to control your ejaculation. And for women, also learning how to internalize the energy versus externalize, and then how to really release blocks, fully feel your feelings, and keep looking deeper and bringing love and connection and presence to your experience. That's really what it's all about. It's all about love. So this is just some of the stuff. If you want more videos, we've got 4 free videos for you at ecstatichearts.com that talk more about all these topics. This is just a little taste of it. And thank you so much for listening. We're going to be on next Tuesday and all the following Tuesdays for a few months. And that's it. So Ecstatic Hearts, Tantra, Scotty O. And
Melanie.
thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time. Love is the answer. Acceptance is the key.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.